negotiate with your daughter's alleged kidnappers without first informing the FBI of your actions?
No comment?
Well, you know you did, and I know you did. Then you exchanged $5 million in ransom money into diamonds without telling the FBI and paid off the kidnappers.
No comment.
And we know why you did it. It was a scam from the start, wasn't it? You wanted the money for yourself, didn't you?
No comment. No
You're
comment.
not denying it, are you?
Of course I'm denying it, you idiot! You know damn well I didn't kidnap my daughter.
I don't know any such thing. In fact, everything I've learned about this case points to the fact that you did kidnap
Oh, come on, Conklin. You lived with me for about 2 weeks. You know how I felt about my daughter. You know I never would hurt her. Now let me out of here so I can see her.
Serena, would you like some cookies and juice?
Serena?
No.
Serena?
Oh. They took Daddy. I want Daddy.
Oh, I know.
Hey, did you testify yet?
No, Boardman's still behind closed doors trying to sabotage my career.
Well, listen, just wait till you get a chance to talk. You'll set them straight.
Hi.
Hey, have you seen your roommate?
Ex-roommate. Your basement just wasn't big enough for the two of us.
Wasn't big enough for the two of us. Sounds like a euphemism for wanted to kill each other.
You got it, cowboy.
Look, but have you seen her?
No, it's her day off.
Why, what's the problem? Oh, nothing. She just scribbled in one of my patient's charts, and I can't read her chicken scratch.
Well, she's got the makings of a true physician, then.
And just like a true physician, she hasn't answered her beeper.
Well, why don't you try them all? You know how she is about having the best of everything. I'm surprised her scrubs aren't made of silk.
Look, just let me know if she gets hold of you, okay?
That won't happen in this lifetime.
My friends will wonder what happened to me.
Let them wonder.
How long are you going to keep me here?
I am not working on your timetable, Dr. Morris. It's all your fault anyway. Getting stuck with you was not part of my plan. I'm just going to have to make it up as I go along. No matter what I decide to do to you, I'm in the clear. Because everyone thinks I'm dead. Even if I slashed your throat and left you here to die, no one would ever think of accusing me.
Just like they wouldn't think of accusing you for stealing that watch or changing the meds on Joe's patient.
Opening Kevin Collins' IV line. I always said that you were the best of that sorry bunch of interns. You're a worthy opponent.
Didn't Burgess say Julie wanted to observe in the OR today?
Well, then it must be voluntary because she's not scheduled until tomorrow.
Well, I'm not going to waste my day trying to track her down. Anybody care to decipher the chart?
Not me. I don't have enough insurance.
Eve, what are you doing here? You're not scheduled until tomorrow as well.
Well, I came by to wish Matt good luck at the hearing.
Thanks, Eve.
Oh, Eve, honey, can you pick up some coffee on your way home? I have to work late, and we're running low.
Well, some of us are obviously getting along a little better than others.
It's only temporary. And I'm sleeping on the couch.
Well, I better go get ready. By now, I'm sure Boardman has the entire committee believing that I am the biggest threat to surgery since staphylococcal infections.
You can't blame the guy for stating the facts.
Boardman is stating an opinion, not a fact.
It's just the spin that he puts on him that scares me. It's time to go down to that room and do a little hardcore spin control of my own.
I can't believe it. You bugged my apartment.
Danielle, sweetheart, do come in. May I offer you something to drink?
No.
Excuse me for 1 minute. But hold that thought. Hello. Yes, Byron, so nice of you to call. With good news, I hope. Oh, my. That is excellent news. Thank you very much. Goodbye. Well, what a strange twist of fate. It seems the FBI has come to the conclusion that Scott Baldwin kidnapped his own daughter.
What?
Oh, yes, yes. And here we are, the two of us, the future guardians of Serena, quibbling over a little listening device when we should be celebrating,
Hey, let's sit down and finish that beautiful picture you're working on, okay?
You're Dr. Collins. We've met before.
Yes, I remember. This is Lucy Coe. We're friends of Serena's.
And of her father's.
I can see she's glad to see you. This is a rough time for her.
Serena, you stay with Lucy in cabin, okay? I'm just going to call the hospital and cancel the rest of my appointments for today.
Sure, Gail, that's a great idea. Listen, we're just going to stay here and wait for Grandma, okay? Serena?
Why can't I see Daddy?
Because the police need to ask him some questions.
I want to tell them that Daddy didn't kidnap me.
I'm sure that's what your father's explaining to them right now.
You know, this is just some dumb, horrible mistake, and it's going to get cleared up right away, okay?
Stand the thought of Serena being taken care of by welfare workers.
Better that she be kidnapped by her father.
I didn't kidnap her, Conklin. And whatever trauma she suffered by being taken away from me in the first place is being compounded now by trying to pin this on me and yanking her away from me again.
Well, you should have thought about that before you broke the law.
Come on, your whole theory is crazy. You were there. Day and night, you saw what I went through waiting to hear from the kidnappers. You stood next to me when we found her at the cabin. Why would you believe that I would do this?
You got your nerve acting innocent. It was you who sent me on a wild goose chase. Now, what about the phony ransom drop? And the king's ransom you paid in diamonds that you forgot to tell me about?
I had to keep you in the dark because I had the best way to get Serena back.
And you expect me to believe that?
You know what? You know what's going on here? You botched the case. And now you're trying to blame it on me. You're trying to use me as a scapegoat here. Couldn't you come up with a better suspect?
Excuse me.
Miss Coe?
Pal?
Is Serena all right?
Yeah, she's fine. A little blue, but she's fine. All she wanted me to do was find out how you were doing. Could I talk to him, perhaps, alone?
Sure.
Gee, thanks. So?
Can you believe the FBI is trying to pin this on me?
No, I can't. But even they make mistakes. Remember, you made a mistake. You accused me.
I would never, ever, ever hurt Serena. You know that.
I know that. And you know that. It's just we have to figure out a way to convince these authorities of that.
Yeah. And what shape will she be in by then? You know, whatever stability she had left here is just being destroyed. She's being chewed up and spit out by these people who are supposed to protect her. And now I'm powerless here. I can't help her. I'm stuck here.
Why would the FBI accuse Scott?
Let's not question our good fortune.
Why do I not think that this was a luck?
Well, we needed to prove that Scott was an unfit parent. Finding out that he was doing drugs was a good start. But proving that he terrorized his own daughter with some phony kidnapping, well, I should think that would horrify any judge,
And you've already worked out all the details, right?
Don't flatter me, Danielle. I keep telling you, I haven't done a thing. But you have, Jake has, and now Scott Baldwin has. At this rate, Won't be any time at all before I'm the only person in Port Charles that's not implicated in this poor child's misfortunes.
Well, if I go down, you're coming with me.
Without a shred of evidence? I don't think so.
Well, I hope you've covered all your bases as well as you think you have.
Poor, naive Danielle. I do not make mistakes.
How can the police make such a big mistake when they're supposed to be the good kind?
Because they're just people. All people make mistakes, even when they're trying to help. But you know what? Mistakes can be fixed. Do you remember my friend Max Scorpio?
Yes.
You know, he used to be a policeman, but one time he made a really big mistake. You see, before you and your father came to Port Charles, I had to go all the way across the ocean to France to see my father. He was living there at the time in a convent, which is another story I'll tell you sometime. But Lucy and her friend Felicia decided that they needed to follow me because they wanted to make sure that I would be safe. Mac followed them because he was afraid that Felicia might be in danger.
Why did he think she was in danger?
Because he didn't have all the right information, and that's when people make mistakes. But you know what? We all wound up on the same train together, all four of us in the same compartment. And Lucy and Felicia, they were dressed like nuns. And they had these long veils that they pulled over their faces so Mac and I wouldn't know it was them. But Lucy had forgotten to eat all day long, and she was so hungry, and she remembered she had this big piece of French bread. So she tried to sneak it up underneath her veil so she could eat. Just like that. And then we went into a tunnel and all the lights went out. And we all tripped all over each other, and when the lights came back on, there we were, all tangled up in the nuns' dresses.
Did Lucy look silly dressed up as a nun?
Really silly. But we all came back to Port Charles knowing how important it is to trust your friends. And we also realized that a mistake can be fixed as soon as you have all the information.
Do you think the police can fix this mistake?
Yes, I do. Once they understand what really happened. Hey, chocolate chip. You want one?
No, I'm not hungry.
Well, the story made you laugh, didn't it?
Uh-huh.
And underneath that, you're still really scared, aren't you?
I want my daddy.
You know, all this bizarre behavior, from me getting drugged, getting arrested, it's all since Rex has been in town. So why are these idiot feds wasting their time on me?
Okay, just stay calm. The trick here is to stay calm. If you want them to figure out the truth, you have to stay focused and level-headed.
They don't care about level-headed.
Listen, you want me to call Karen?
No. She's got enough problems right now.
Yeah, but given your relationship and everything right now, I just think she should know what's going on.
Oh, fine, call her.
Okay.
I've been her father, for a couple of months now, and all of a sudden I'm public enemy #1.
Scott, you are not an enemy. You have changed. Everybody in town knows that. You've become a very responsible dad.
Listen, will you tell Serena that I love her?
Of course I will. I'll be back.
Okay.
Question. When was the last time you traveled to the Cayman Islands?
Hey.
Hey.
I was looking for you upstairs.
Yeah, they're calling me in any minute.
So, are you nervous?
Nah. I just have to answer their questions. Throw in a little harm and humor once in a while. It'll be a little walk in the park, darling.
What if the board rules against you?
I'll just keep fighting. And if they still say I can't be a surgeon, I'll take them to court.
Wow. You don't let anyone stand in your way, do you?
No. I learned to push the envelope when I was a competitive athlete. Back then, my coaches pushed me so hard. I just hated every one of them. And now I'm blessing them, you know? Being on a team was one of the best times of my life.
Do you miss it?
Not really. I'm still an athlete. The only difference is that now I use my upper body to express myself. I refuse to look back on my life with regret, Karen. I never say what if. I mean, I had a great life before I got hurt. And I have a great life now.
You're so awesome. You are so positive. I'm serious. I have never met anyone like you. I can learn a lot from you. I'm mired in my own negativity and regrets.
Well, don't beat yourself up. I mean, remember, I had the ironic luxury of 6 months contemplation from a hospital bed. I mean, it's amazing how much you can figure out staring at those little black dots on the ceiling.
Judy calls.
Thanks for stopping by, Karen.
No, thank you. Break a leg.
Hey, is that anybody talk to an athlete?
Hey.
See you later.
Bye.
What am I going to do with you?
Why can't you just let me go?
So you can tell everyone I'm still alive. Get real, Julie.
But I would.
No buts! You were the only one I didn't have specific plans for. Karen was my first victim. You know why?
No.
Because she was the least qualified to be a doctor. An ex-stripper. What was she thinking?
That was a long time ago.
They each were gonna have their opportunity to squirm. Not anymore. Now you're gonna do all the squirming for them. But what would make pretty Julie Morris squirm the most?
I'm scheduled for duty in the morning. They'll be looking for me.
Oh, we can take care of that.
No! No!
Yes, this is a college friend of Dr. Julie Morris. Now, a mutual friend has suddenly got quite ill, and Julie's flying out to be with her. She wanted me to call the hospital to let you guys know. Thank you very much. See how easy? We just bought ourselves a little time.
You have such a talent for pulling people together. I've never seen the interns so united.
Well, maybe I'll run for office if this doesn't work out.
It had better work. I stayed up all night working with you.
You mean you actually sleep?
From time to time.
Well, for someone who's so exhausted, you're looking pretty good.
You lie, you die.
Oh, Scout's honor. Hey, I know you have the rest of the afternoon off. You don't have to wait here with me.
I know I don't have to. I want to.
We traced the ransom money from Hong Kong to the Caymans. It was set up in an account with your name on it.
I've never been to the Cayman Islands.
You don't have to go. It's the electronic age. Just turn on the old computer and...
I sent it by electronic transfer of funds.
I was wondering where the original ransom money went.
Why would I open up a secret account? I got more money than I can spend.
Because every penny that Dominique left went into a trust fund for Serena. I mean, Scott is given a certain amount each year to cover living expenses, that sort of thing. A rather generous amount. But it certainly isn't enough to cover his rather extensive gambling debts.
Gambling debt?
Scott had a severe problem with gambling. But surprisingly, no one knew about it.
What's with you gamblers? You all live in denial.
I'm not a gambler.
And the more he denies it, the more the FBI thinks he's lying. And I understand that the FBI has spoken with a bookmaker.
Who told us you ran up a fortune in gambling debts.
I don't believe this. You're listening to some bookmaker?
We've got a signed affidavit and...
The bookmaker is willing to testify under oath. The noose is tightening around Mr. Baldwin's neck.
If you confess now, I'll get you off with a lighter sentence. But if you don't admit your guilt,
They have enough evidence to put him away for a very long time.
You arranged all of this, didn't you? That's what you meant when you said $5 million was just the beginning?
You expect me to admit that I kidnapped my own daughter to pay off some gambling debt? Well, that's the most idiotic thing I ever heard of.
It's all rather brilliant, wouldn't you say?
Tomorrow, there's nothing frightfully funnier than a home improvement Halloween, especially when Tim and Jill start believing their sweet, lovable little baby boy is trying to do them in. It's home improvement. Then comedy writers Hiller and Diller find themselves in a ghastly predicament when they figure out their boss can't read. It's Hiller and Diller, ABC Tuesday. Will Sky tell Edmund the truth before Dimitri does? Watch what happens on All My Children today.